Episode 2, finally.
If we were to name each episode, this would be the Meet the Founders episode. So we'll go ahead and let them speak.
Hi, Srinivasan, founder CEO of iCover.
I'm Nicole. I'm a late to the game entrepreneur.
I've got a couple of questions written.
Harry, come on, squeeze the juice.
Do you have a lot more?
Forget the document, it's in the mind, bro.
In the mind, we're
Yeah.
honestly in disbelief right now. Like me and Nishant are gonna call each other after. We're like, "Yo, we did it, bro!" All right, we're live.
Episode 2, finally.
We're live. We got our first. I don't even want to call them guests because
Pick it up.
yeah. But we're here. We're dubbing this. If we were to name each episode, this would be the Meet the Founders episode. So we are now able to sit down and explain more of the magic of what it is that we do, or touched on rather in the first episode, with the founders and creators of the company we work for. So we'll go ahead and let them speak. And who would like to introduce themselves first?
Harry always goes first. He's the founder.
Hi, Srinivasan, founder CEO of iCover. I'm a serial entrepreneur, mentor, teacher, and a philosopher. Excited to be here, guys. Happy to see some familiar faces, and happy to see our concept that we've been working on for so long come to fruition. So excited.
Awesome.
I'm Nicole. I'm a late to the game entrepreneur, but happy to be here thanks to Harry. And I go by Nicole, one name, because my last name is too difficult to pronounce. And I'm happy to share our story today.
Awesome. Yeah. Wow. Nishant, I know you had. I know you've crafted, because again, this is something that we've been working on for quite some time now, as we've all touched on. So there were questions that he before, I guess, the iCover podcast was a thing. There was, like, I think, a video series that Nishant wanted to do where it was essentially like a Meet the Founders questionnaire, which would have been cool to see how I would imagine it would have been something like this, but maybe shorter or smaller.
Shorter.
Yeah. So this is going to be much more conversational. So Nishant, I mean, me, I was just gonna freestyle these questions, but if you have these questions, I would like you to lead if you did take the time to, again, script questions. So
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions written for a long, long time. So I would just like to start with that. What is iCover Direct? If you want to explain this to someone who has no idea about life insurance and doesn't know what a marketplace is for life insurance. So what is iCover Direct?
Sure. I think we'll get two perspectives, my perspective and Nicole's perspective. So if you go by my perspective, when we started iCover, we wanted to create the best life insurance buying experience. And I believe we've accomplished that through our technology and underwriting platform. We've market tested our platform with several insurance companies, agents, brokerage, you name it. And we've received amazing feedback in terms of our UI, UX, speed, underwriting, all aspects of that. Now, from that stage, it was organic for us to take it direct consumer, because now we can directly go to the consumer, since we have one of the best, or if not the best, life insurance buying experience. And that prompted us to start working on a concept to go direct consumer. And then not only the platform and the speed and the UI UX, all of the goodness that we bring to the table, we also encountered a different fabric of life insurance companies, the community insurers who invest in communities, who offer benefits with life insurance, not for profit. All of this that's so appealing to the end consumer. So both Nicole and myself were excited to build a bridge between community insurers and the best life insurance buying experience, and that's where the concept of iCover Direct came into existence.
I'll add some color commentary. Um, it's a marketplace for people to buy their life insurance and other types of insurance directly without the assistance of an agent. And as Hari said, we set out to build a really great experience. So that experience matters whether you're going direct and not working with an agent or whether you are working with an agent. So we want to meet people on their terms, and we want to meet them in the time and space where they're ready to get educated and make some decisions, and then make that transition from making decisions to actually buying a policy online.
Absolutely. Man, yeah, it's still like I feel good. It's when you see, I don't have to oversell or even like try to inflate what it is that we do, because what it is that we do is already so great, and it's really cool to explain it to people or even show people right then and there, like because we can. I mean, that's how fast we've created the journey and everything. So it's just really cool to show people what it is that we do, and um, um, whether it's off their cell phone or whatever. It's really neat. So um, thank y'all for I want to thank y'all for creating such a platform and for allowing us to be a part of this team, because it really is neat, man. Nishant, go ahead, man. You got I want you to take the charge, man. Go ahead.
All right. So I've been in this industry and I've researched almost every competitor we have and almost every player we have in the market. What makes iCover Direct different?
There are a few components to this, Nishant. First of all, our QE technology, right? It's pretty unique. We are the first ones to come up with non-reflexive questions. I know this is an industry terminology, but it is amazing in terms of the speed. So our 5 minutes applies to people with or without medical conditions. That's the beauty of iCover Direct. And then, the other differentiator, as I mentioned earlier, is the community insurers that we partner with. That's totally different. I don't think there's any other platform out there where they're partnering with, not-for-profit community insurers. That's a different fabric altogether. And then, other than that, I think the emotions that Nicole and I bring to the table in terms of our personal emotions are pretty different when you look at other platforms and the motivation behind that. There is a motivation behind iCover Direct to purely service the middle market, and the mantra of make life insurance accessible and affordable is at the forefront of iCover Direct.
Yeah, and Hari had mentioned the fraternals, and I know that that's a term that maybe some people don't quite understand, or they might go in a different direction and think college fraternity. But fraternals have a legacy in America that goes back well over 100 years. And oftentimes it was started with this wave of immigration from Europe. And when people would come to America and they needed to get insurance, there were a lot of female founded fraternals. They couldn't get insurance as females or as wives of husbands. So the fraternals gathered together as communities to help each other with insurance, help each other in other areas as well, whether it's getting assimilated into the community, getting jobs, helping people navigate if they didn't speak English as they were learning English as a second language. So this legacy and this history goes back really far. And I think the loyalty that you get with a fraternal, the membership base, the benefits, that's unique compared to non-fraternals and all of the other big companies that are in this space. So what Hari and I have created is this opportunity for these fraternals, for select fraternals to come together and for us to represent and be a delivery mechanism for their insurance to a broader base of individuals. So that's very unique. There isn't another platform out there like that today. And Hari had talked about the QE. And this is also really unique. And he talked about reflexive questions. So, just to give you an example, if you had to give or disclose a medical condition that you have, and can you imagine if somebody then asked you 15 more questions about that medical condition, how exhausting that would be? So, what we created was this really unique approach to say if you have a medical condition to disclose, we're going to give you anywhere from three, maybe five answer options. Once it's done, that'll indicate the severity of that condition, and then you move on. So that's how we can guarantee a really quick and simple experience rather than having it drag out with just nauseatingly long and frequent questions. So that's what's unique about iCover.
That's really neat. That's really cool. Yeah,
Like
it's
how did this idea of getting life insurance policy under 5 minutes come? Like, when was the time you realized that the process is too tedious, it has too many documents, I don't want to go to a hospital and give the medical exams, right? Let's get it under 5 minutes.
Do you want me to answer that, Hari?
Yeah, because I know it's personal to you, Nicole, so I'd
Yeah.
rather have you take this.
Yeah, it's so there's a scientific reason of 5 minutes based on data, and then there's the personal purchasing experience. So, from a scientific perspective, we did the research on how long customers want to stay engaged in a process to buy whatever product it is, right? So for financial related products, it's 5 minutes. And it generally is, maybe 10 questions, 12 questions, anything, anytime you move beyond that 5 minute marker, anytime you move beyond that 10, 12 minute, 12, 10 or 12 question marker, then what happens is you lose interest. And it makes it more difficult to convert that person because it's just too much, too many questions, too long of time. So we had to time it right. So then we backed into, all right, in order to get a 5 minute journey, what do we need to do? And so we decided that we needed to totally get rid of reflexive questions and come up with a technique that allowed us to gather the information so that we can make a proper decision but not move beyond that 5 minute marker. So that's where we came up with QE and the time frame for 5 minutes. From a personal perspective, when I first started looking at insurance, and this was after I unfortunately missed the window for when I really needed insurance and my personal history and my personal story. Um, and, just going out there, this is back in the day, you had to fill out a long paper application. You had to work with an agent. Then you had to get on a phone interview where people would take your application and then review the questions that you asked to make sure that there wasn't any other information. So that takes a long time. Then you have the person that either comes to your home or you go to the lab and they take your specimens and then you get the lab work done. And all of that is very time consuming. So when you think about your typical consumer, whether that's a single mom, whether that's a family, life carries on and life gets in the way. So who has that time to devote to insurance? So it's important that you respect the consumer's time, that you make it easy for them to not only apply, but get insurance on the spot, where you make it easy for them to understand what they need and why they need it. Because if you're taking too much time and your process is too convoluted, then people will not get covered because it just is too much of an inconvenience.
I know what's driven both of you to again create this platform, and y'all both touched on it, is something personal, something that you both are veterans in this industry. I don't know if you both touched on that yet, but you both are veterans in this industry, and so that to kind of combine all these things, right? Like essentially the experience you've had in your personal lives and then the experience you've had in your professional lives, both of y'all, and then to kind of combine that to create what's amalgamated in essentially the best buying experience on the market is pretty neat. It's really cool, and I think it makes it more genuine of an experience for both the consumer if they were invested in learning who's behind the technology. That's always something that I know as companies grow, people like to learn more about, well, who exactly did create, this product, right? And then the founder or the creator becomes synonymous with the product itself, right? Whether it's like Jeff Bezos with Amazon or Elon Musk with Tesla, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Nishant, what's your next question, bud?
I have a leading question to that. So, as Nicole ma'am, you was speaking like about your personal experience and how it's important to get like some fun, like how it's important to get it under 5 minutes, right? So, from a consumer's point of view, uh, getting a life insurance policy is an important decision for me, right? And as humans, for years, we have experienced like whatever important decision we take, it takes a lot of time. So we're used to that. So, do you think as a consumer, I would be comfortable to get out of my comfort zone and like, okay, I can take an important decision and get a life insurance policy under 5 minutes? Like, what if someone thinks like that, and how do you tackle that?
Oh, yeah, I think that's a bit nuanced because not every consumer behaves in the same way.
Yeah,
And so that's where it can get tricky, right? Are you the type of person that wants to do all the research? Are you the type of person who has to analyze information? However, you come to the table of deciding that you need insurance, there's the execution of it, right? So you might take some consumers might take a little bit more time to decide if insurance is right for them. So we want to make sure when they make that decision that we can make that experience quick and intuitive and simple. So that's the execution part. So how do you come to the point of deciding that you need insurance? And that can be difficult because of the different perspectives. If you're in your 20s, you're not thinking about death. You're thinking about how you want to spend your money in different areas. But actually, buying insurance in your 20s is the best time to buy because the rates are the cheapest, you're the healthiest, and if you buy a whole life product, a permanent product, you can accumulate cash value, and it really is the best time to purchase insurance. But oftentimes, people don't think about insurance until they're married and they have kids, or they're married and they're going to have children. And that's when life can kind of get in the way. And then sometimes people think no matter where they are in their stage of life, they think they don't need it. They don't need insurance. They don't want to spend their money on it. So, how do you tap into each one of those different perspectives of where somebody is in their life and why don't they need insurance? And my personal story is I've been in this industry since pre 2000, so I know a lot about the industry. I know how important insurance is, and I never had insurance. I didn't buy it when I was younger because we always got this policy through our employer, and I thought that's good enough. And I didn't have it when I needed it because it's always somebody else who's going to die, right? So my personal experience is I had a tragic accident. My children were 2 and 3, and my husband passed away. We had an accident at home, and we were too busy to get insurance, life insurance. We didn't have it. So after that experience, I really began thinking like, why, if I knew better, didn't I take the time? What could I do to help people like myself think about why you need coverage and then how can we make this easy for that person? So I think just telling the story of why life insurance exists, passing on money to your family, passing on money to to your family. It could be a charitable organization. Um, for the younger people who think I'm not going to need insurance, you think about, oh, well, what if I put money into this policy that accumulates cash value? And you can start to take loans against it if you need something in between, you know, what you're needing now, maybe in your late 20s or in your 30s. So there are many different products that are out there, many different types of policies. But I think the main objective is to say, buy it when it's the most affordable. You never know where life is going to take you. And you don't want to be in that spot where it's too late and you can't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Huddy, do you want? Would you like to provide some insight? I mean, that's. Would you like to go ahead?
I think Nicole summed it up well. There's nothing to add there. That was, that resonated so well with me, and I'm pretty sure that's powerful for others to listen and decide when it comes to making a decision about purchasing life insurance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's going through. As I explained, in the first episode, I've only been in this company now for, I think it'll be 6 months. In a
Expense,
few
yeah.
days. Yeah, so it's been to learn. I think like it's like one to one. Like the more time I spend in this industry and learning more about what it is, like just the history of, and um, as Miss Nicole suggested, like how your premiums truly are cheaper when you're younger, and each little variable that you add, it it can increase the cost. So locking in a premium early on is that's certainly the way to go. And I as I go around and I ask people, questions about what's life insurance, we have a video series on our platform. For iCover Direct, we'll ask people, what's life insurance? Just random people, and I'll notice that a lot of people just either a don't have an idea, or just b might have a misconception about what it is that a lot of people convolute. Me and Mr. Huddy actually sat down with the podcaster back in, I think, February, and they just kept convoluting what life insurance was with health insurance. They just kept getting it confused. And so a lot of people, this is something that you see a lot, and it's cool to know, just exactly what life insurance is, and also normalizing the conversation around it, especially since a lot of people might either a get confused by it, or b try to avoid it, because it is essentially um, related to mortality and things like that. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with health insurance and auto insurance, people are aware of that because it's mandated, right? You
Right,
have if you drive a car, you have to have auto insurance.
right,
If if you live in America, you're obligated to get health insurance. So those are high profile. But I really wish that we could change the name of insurance, because I think that that name, it confuses people, as you have discovered, Rana. But for those who aren't confused by it, it might have a legacy meaning that prevents people from really wanting to step up and buy and get covered. So I wish we could come up with some new name for it, so that rebrand life insurance.
right,
Sort of,
right.
got milk, right? Like they got up and they rebranded, and it's we need to do something. Don't
Yeah,
know how to get that done. In the meantime, we just go out there and promote and educate.
right, right. Absolutely, absolutely.
That's a great point. I hope the regulators are watching this podcast, man.
Yeah, man.
Uh, all right. I have this important question that I think everyone watching this need to hear this out. So, as a consumer, I'm still confused how much coverage I require or need, right? So, what are your pointers, or what are your steps for me to decide how much coverage I need?
I think this is one of Nicole's favorite questions, so I'll probably have Nicole go first, and then I'll add if there's anything.
Absolutely is my favorite question, because you sit down with an agent and they're going to tell you you need a hell of a lot more than what you really need. Um, for a middle market consumer, right? It comes down to this: what can you afford? And not just what can you afford today, but what can you afford a year from now or 5 years from now? Just from my personal experience, just a little bit of coverage helps materially when you have a death of a spouse. When you have a family and now you have to, depending on when your spouse dies or your partner dies, and so now you're out that income, you you have some unexpected expenses, right? So now you either are down your income or now you have to pay daycare, et cetera. So, do you need $1 million policy? Oh, that'd be really great. But sometimes all you really need is $100,000, and that gets you through the time frame that you need in order to get settled and comfortable with your new life, right? So, what do you need? Need what you can afford and keep that policy going. And then as the years tick on, you can always reevaluate. Do I need more insurance? Is my situation at home, has that changed? So that's one thing to consider. The other thing to consider is in terms of affordability, we call it layering policies, right? So you really need more money when your children are, so if you're a family, when your children are under the age of 18. So how do you make sure that you can sustain your household? So you can just buy temporary insurance, term insurance that covers you for 10 or 20 years. That's the least expensive type of insurance. And then you can buy another policy, a permanent policy, where you're covered for your lifetime. So there are ways to just, but make sure you have a policy that covers you for 10 or 20 years while your children are younger. And then evaluate and maybe purchase more insurance when you have more time and to devote to to education and understanding more of your needs as you grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, man. They need to make like a it'd be cool if I hope okay, I don't think Mr. Huddy and Nishant will understand this reference. But I'll try it anyway. There's a video that they used to show us back in elementary school. Where it was like I'm just a bill, I'm only a
I
bill.
know it very well.
Yeah. They like force fed that video. Anyway, what I'm saying is like there needs to be a video like that for life insurance, but like for so kids can like understand what life insurance is at a young age. As you're once you that's something. While I was listening to you, I was thinking about that, and I was just like,
Oh my gosh, Rana, I just love that at your young age. I'm like, so did they not modernize Schoolhouse Rock? It came out in the 70s. It's still awesome. It's
yeah, no, it is, it is.
junction, junction.
Yeah, yep. Mr. Huddy, did Tarun ever tell you about that?
No,
No.
don't remember hearing about that,
Oh,
So
great.
maybe they did modernize it for him for
Rana. Maybe.
Nishant. It's a video. Basically, like in social studies class, they'll show you this video to kind of explain how the legislation works here in the United States government. So, they would show you essentially like how a bill gets passed, or what the process that it goes through. Anyway, so it's a fun, quirky little silly cartoon video that like has a little theme song attached to it. And I was just like, while I was listening to it, I was like, man, like there needs to be something like that for life insurance. It was just a random thought, but I was like, man,
Junction Rock. Yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
I'll send you, Nishant. I'll send you a clip after this.
Sure.
Yeah, just look up Schoolhouse Rock, and
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of videos, and it's just a fun way to teach younger people through music and animation about a particular topic. So that would be really fun. Insure,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
At
Um,
least in college, Rana, right? When we went to Maryville, um, a lot of folks there were touched with the concept of life insurance and what it could bring to them and their families, right? So maybe not as far as elementary or middle school, but at least when people are in college, maybe have like an extra. I mean, I wouldn't say a course or something, but someone come and speak about the importance of life insurance so that it ignites the thought process right then and there, and then it stays with them. And at some point, when the time is right, you could go on and make the purchase. So I would say the more people in college get familiar with this, the more impactful it could be in terms of purchasing that when the time is right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think, yeah, certainly it'd have to be. Um, I think that would be good. If they, even if they had someone, like for like a, not a spirit day, but what do you call it? Like orientation, like one of those like talks that people come in and do. Yeah, certainly. I think that would make more sense. As you know, college typically also has, especially here, a wide range of ages and things like that, and people from different backgrounds and stuff. But um, man, tell us more about yourselves. I mean, like, I want
That was
let
my
people
next
know.
question.
Yeah, there you go, Nishan.
How to talk about his entrepreneurial journey. It's fascinating. And then his philosophy, how he merges philosophy with his entrepreneurial journey. It's fascinating.
Yeah,
Hari, come on, squeeze the juice.
squeeze the.
Yeah, I don't know how we got into this topic. It was meant to be about iCover Direct and life insurance, but I'll still touch on it a little bit. So iCover is my second company or second startup as founder CEO, and you know the I exited my first company a little early due to some personal reasons. Had to quickly sell my first tech company, and then I joined a reinsurer, and then worked there for a while, and always kept the dream alive. Um, and I'm so philosophical that always question the path and where things lead you to. So I did not know, I was always wanted to start my next venture after I sold my first company, but I did not realize that everything has a time, a path, and a learning, so that when the right time comes, you're fully molded to take on the next adventure. So I worked in this reinsurance company for a long time. Ultimately, I figured out the goal. Initially, it was complicated because I did not know what path I was going towards, and I was anxious to start my next venture. But long story short, the purpose was to learn the business, find opportunities, find Nicole, as a co-founder, and start iCover. So always believe in this philosophical journeys where something gets cut short, or if you're pursuing a certain path, there is an equity that you need to pay into, and then eventually it pays off.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit more about Hari and how that ties into iCover Direct too. So um, Hari is an amazing leader, and he's very humble. So I could already tell he's blushing by me saying this, but it's the truth. So we represent amazing brands for community insurers, and we have developed relationships with the leadership of these companies that we represent. So there's a true tight bond between those fraternals, those community insurers, and iCover. And what iCover brings to the table is the team of individuals, now what, 60 people and growing. And that team started with hand-picked individuals from Hari. Hari is a master at creating high-performing teams, of taking smart, capable individuals with tremendous potential and helping them achieve. So when we think about iCover and how we're backing and promoting our fraternals, our community insurers, it's really has a lot to do with the leadership that Hari has brought to the team, and then how that leadership and that mentoring has then gone from the initial individuals that are part of iCover, and now that culture is moving through all of the individuals that are part of iCover. So, you need all of that to exist to be successful. And then, as Hari always talks about, you can't control the timing. You can't control what's going to happen. You can work hard, you can stay focused, and then the rest will happen when it's supposed to happen. And we've seen that play out in iCover's journey since we launched the company in 2000 and what?
20.
20.
Yeah. So all of that is coming together to deliver and fulfill a mission of making sure that people can get covered when they need to and covered at a price point that makes sense for them.
When you
Thank you.
were, yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead. Yes,
Sorry,
please.
thank you, Nicole, for the kind words, but I want to pass it back because, I feel Nicole has taken a bigger risk than me in terms of where we are in the iCover journey, right? We all talk about people leaving, jobs that pay well and, taking on this entrepreneurial journey, struggling, going through the ups and downs. With Nicole, it's totally different, right? Like she was at a point where there were a lot of commitments, especially being the single earning member, having two kids, and an accomplished career that I don't think she needed to take the risk. So I want to hear from Nicole as well because uh, I feel this is a big story, eventually for people to know, in terms of there's age is not a barrier, where you are in your life is not a barrier, your responsibilities are not a barrier, but if you're strong and if you take the plunge, philosophically the universe will work its way in terms of helping you throughout the journey. That's how I see Nicole's journey.
So let me tell you a little bit, and if this is disjointed, that's all right. So Hari helped me realize something. It's a little late in life. I wish I did this 10, 20 years ago, but it doesn't matter as long as you have an opportunity to do it. So if you're out there thinking, I wish I would have, woulda, coulda, should have, really reevaluate your position, because it might be this is the time to go, or to start, I should say. So I would always pursue and operate above my job grade. And it was because I just had this relentless curiosity and desire to learn and want to do more. And it's almost obsessive, right? If you can channel your obsession. But then I would get the next job promotion, and then I'd be great for 30 days. 3 months in, I'm bored, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I could never understand. And I thought there's something wrong with me. And I could never understand. And sometimes it led to just behavior of like, just this dissatisfied behavior. And when I met Hari and we began to talk, I think really one of the biggest things that Hari he's helped me shape my life, in many ways, but one of them is to realize that I was misplaced in the corporate environment. So that's one of the things that individuals have to evaluate, right? What environment makes them happy or content and allows them to lead the life that they want. So, one of the big decision points was I don't think I can exist in a corporate world. Not that it's wrong, it's just that it wasn't right for me. And it took a long time to figure that out. And it took meeting Hari to figure that out. And as I mentioned before, Hari is a fantastic leader. So even though there was risk in my decision, the risk is mitigated when you get to work with somebody like Hari. Strategic, compassionate, kind, smart, intelligent, and like there's nothing that he can't tackle and do. So that risk is kind of mitigated. And then I had to think about the legacy that I wanted to leave my kids. And when I think about the legacy, it's not money, It was role modeling behavior. Let them see what it means to work hard, to be obsessive. Let them see that you you feel it, right? The lack of sleep, the stress, the hard work, right? All of that is part of it. And you have to learn how to ride that and go with it. And then you have to figure out, what do I need to do to make sure that I stay healthy? It took me a long time to figure that out. Eventually, I got there. But I think, what you leave for your children is the understanding of figure out what's right for you and go with it. And Hari and I used to talk about in the very beginning how we couldn't understand why um, it was so difficult to find money for a startup adventure, and how difficult it was going to accelerators and pitching to investors. And why did it have to be so difficult? Because there's so many people out there with great ideas and a solid work ethic, and maybe they can't bring that idea to market because there's too much risk, too much financial risk, too much body risk, too much mental risk. And now, nearly 6 years into this, I have a slightly different perspective. That risk drives you, it makes you dig deeper than you ever thought you could, right? So before, where I used to think you shouldn't have to do that, just allow that great idea to come forward. And actually, it's the risk of having your entire savings and retirement on the line. It's the risk of, I'm devoting 6 days a week, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. I'm taking it away from my family. So all of that actually propels you to be like, dig hard, find solutions, make it happen. So I have a different philosophy about that now. Very different.
Wow.
Right or wrong. But it still shouldn't be that hard. But the risk and the making it hard makes you're either going to excel or you're not.
Wow. Man. There's so many Nishant, there's so many like clips we could take from this, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Philosophical.
y'all giving Yethan, the editor behind these lovely videos. Y'all are giving him a lot of work because we're about to be like, yo, clip that, clip that, clip that. We need that.
And we should add, and this is what Hari should add. So I'll say it, and then Hari can add it for the clip, which is, you can do all of this. You can dig deep. You can do everything that you're physically and mentally capable of doing, but you can't control the time, and you can't control the universe, and you cannot control the outcome.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that. Otherwise, you'll go crazy.
Yeah, a lot of these things, you both, there's so much philosophy in everything that it is that you both are saying. I know, like some of the things that you were saying, Miss Nicole, like I could like hear the inflections and like in the voice of like
Yeah,
Miss,
me too.
like, you know what I mean? Like, like I was like, those are like some of the things that you were saying, like some of the things, even when you were like quoting Huddy, like when you were like saying things that he would say to you, like you had the inflections to where I was like, dang, like yeah, I could hear him saying it, like I could,
Mhm.
but
He's my mentor.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah, I was like, wow, like yeah, I certainly heard him say that last week. Yeah, man. But wow, man. I mean, we have we're now I know you both have to hop off in a few minutes. And yet I feel like we only scratched the surface as far as where our conversation could have went. And I would hopefully, if you both are open to it, we would love to have y'all back again. As uh maybe in the
Part two.
yeah, like I don't know if we're gonna break this podcast into seasons or something like that, but like they kick off
That
each season
helps.
or something like that. But no, for sure, we definitely have to do this again. And I would love to just ask more questions. And I'm sure Nishant probably has more questions on his little document there. Maybe not.
That's a lot.
Were you able to? You have a lot. You have a lot more.
Forget the document; it's in the mind, bro.
In the mind. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So we'll certainly revisit this, and we just want to say again, thank you both so much for one, giving us y'all's time today, and we two, for literally giving us the platform
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
to do something like this. We both are very excited for where this podcast can go. I mean, we want to cover. We're cheeky with the quote that we have, that we like, I cover, you cover, we cover it all. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, like any topic really. But I mean, truly, thank you again both for letting us be a part of this team, for giving us this platform, and for also giving us your time today to explain a little bit again about the magic that it is that we all do collectively, and that y'all created, and for even giving us, y'all's backstory. Even if it was just a little bit, because there's so much more to talk about. Again, like I said, so. But anyway, man, I know y'all have. We all got to hop off now, but so if y'all have any closing remarks or anything that y'all want to say to the peoples, uh, please feel free to do that now before we end the broadcast.
Nicole?
Yeah, I think I want to end. First of all, thanks. This is so much fun. Just being with you and Nishant is, a great time. You guys have such great energy, and I love seeing, young people be dynamic and move forward in life. So it's so much fun to be with you guys. But I do want to give a clip for iCover Direct. Easy, affordable, trusted brands that see you as a person, not a number. That's iCover Direct. It's life insurance with loyalty.
Wow, I love that.
This has to be a separate
Yeah.
snippet by itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, Yethan,
Yeah, then you know what to do.
that boy going, man. Yeah, we giving him so much work, bro. From the
Why are
first one.
you giggling?
Yeah, no, we no, like we the first episode, I think we were like still figuring out the ropes. Again, this is all very fresh to us and new to us. I mean, like the amount of takes and stuff. The fact that this went, I don't even want to jinx nothing, knock on wood. The fact that this went seamless, we're
Yeah.
honestly in disbelief right now. Like me and Nishant are gonna call each other after we're like, "Yo, we did it, bro!" Because Nishant, for y'all, again, I'll remind y'all, Nishant is on the other side of the world right now. He is in India, and if y'all know anything about India, the network outages and the electric, like, things just go out. It's really it'd be shaky over there. So we had issues in the first episode. But anyway, look, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for giving us some valuable, valuable, valuable clips. Miss Nicole, that was gold what you just gave us. Thank you so much. That was perfect. And Mr. Huddy, again, thank you for all the insight that you provided. And you both are wonderful.
Yes.
We're blessed to be under y'all's wings again. And again, I know we're short on time, so we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast. But until next time, y'all take care. It's been great. And adios, y'all.
Bye,
All
guys.
right. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye bye.
All right, man. Nishant, we just wrapped up episode 2.
Hmm.
We had our first, again, I don't even want to call it guest. We had our first uh, um, honorary co-host. You know what I mean?
It's it was like we cannot call them guests. It was like someone comes to our house and interviews us and thanks us, right? So
Right. Right, right. Oh man. Yeah. Talk about it, bro. Like, how'd you feel, how'd you what'd you think about the flow of it? I mean, I guess, like, the just how we conducted it, and essentially, I think it flowed well. I think that there's definitely some pointers that we could take moving forward to be, I mean, this is us being transparent, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're just gonna keep it a buck and keep it as real as we can. That's what we hope to do all the time. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think we could definitely. I think there was pockets where there was, like, maybe some silence as far as, like, okay, what do we? Okay, who wants to say something next? Because we never wanted to cut anybody off, right? So, but I think with time that'll figure itself out with time. So I think you and I will have more of an idea and a better synchronicity as far as how to um, you know,
I think
uh,
for starters, we did a pretty good job.
yeah,
This is
damn,
our first
damn good
time
job.
interviewing anyone.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Like I agree, the flow that you're talking about, the silences in between, right? And while going through the whole interview, like while initiating that or conducting that, I could tell myself or I could sense, okay, these are the things I want to work on, right? That we're
Yeah,
gonna discuss after this call, right? These are things that we should work on for our next guest, so that that's how we improve, that's how we grow, right?
absolutely. Yeah, no,
But oh man, I just loved the interview. I just loved the podcast episode too.
yeah, it was great, and I think, man, dude, like I was like, "There's no." That's what I'm saying. Like when we initially talked about this, and we had our meeting, and you and Huddy were like, "Yeah, we'll just keep it at like 20 minutes, 30." I'm like, "That's impossible, bro. You can't do that. Like, there's too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was up to us and we had all the time in the world, we would have probably went on for. I feel like we could have went on for another like hour, bro. At least another
Yep,
30 minutes. You know,
easily,
easily.
easily.
Yeah.
I
So
had too many questions.
to a lot of questions, right? And it was bro, like how I want to give you I want to give you your props. Like you know, English is not your first language.
That's not.
And so there's gonna be challenges, right? Where not necessarily of for you to understand, not like you understand and speak fluently, like that there's you're perfect in that regard. There's no issues there. What I'm trying to say is like, naturally there might be something, you're most comfortable in your mother tongue. Everyone's most comfortable in their mother. If I had to conduct this interview in like Hindi or Punjabi or Spanish, like I would struggle, or I would probably hold myself, like
Hmm.
I would just like double think or overthink rather, like about what it is that I want to say. But for you, I just want to give you your props because you're doing uh, uh as good, or if not a better job than me at doing this, and it's not even your first language. So it's really cool to see. I'm excited to see how you grow more, when it comes to conducting or just holding or just being conversational, man. So
You know, I'm learning from you just by talking to you in English, Rick. Because with my friends and with my family, I don't talk in English, right?
oh
So in
yeah,
order to improve my pronunciation, I need to talk with you every day, and I am doing it. I'm enjoying it,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
learning
we're
everything.
talking. Yeah, yeah, that's right. No,
I'm learning new words, new phrases, everything, right? But uh,
absolutely.
I would give the credits to my dad because he's an English teacher and he made sure that when I was growing up, when I was 2 years or 3 years old, he made sure that my pronunciation and my accent is proper, right? It's
Wow.
proper
Yeah,
English. Because
yeah,
most of my friends, any Indian you meet, they'll have that accent, right?
right,
It's
right.
kind of difficult for anyone to detect mine because of my dad. He made sure that
Yeah,
all my pronunciation, everything is perfect, right?
yeah, yeah. No,
So he groomed
absolutely.
me for this.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I know your dad. Shout out to your dad, man. I know he
Yes,
reads a lot of books, right?
he
He,
does.
he
He does.
yeah, he
He's a
showed me his
bookworm.
book
I
collection.
always make this joke that he loves books more than us.
Oh man. Yo, Nishant is growing his book collection back there too. I don't know if I could hear it. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him.
It's
I just
it's it's just for decoration. I have a lot more books, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
these are just for decoration right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, awesome. No, that's cool. That's cool. I love just being a fan of the arts, and
hmm
just I love books a lot. I really do want to get back into reading books because I have a lot of books that need to be read. It just sucks that I make the excuse like, oh, I don't have the time, but that's a lie, right? You can make time
yeah.
for everything. So, yeah, man. No, I want to read. You have a book that you'd recommend to the peoples?
Mm, wait, let me check.
See, that would have been a cool question to ask them.
Yeah,
Like, "Yo, what's your favorite book? Like, what's y'all's favorite? What's a book that y'all see?" That's one. Those are questions that I like to ask people. That I feel like the next time we sit down with them, I feel like we're gonna ask a lot of those questions. Like,
yeah. I think
Nishant will be like, "Yo, what did y'all eat for breakfast today?" And I'm like,
I should have asked that because I ask this question all the time to everyone, right?
yeah,
Right. I
yeah,
think 2 hours back I asked it. I asked the same to you,
yeah. You
right?
did, you did, yeah, 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 man. Wow, yeah, yo, and another thing, shout out to Nishant for doing this again because it is where
It's
he's
ten
at
forty
right
five
now.
p.m.
Yes, 10:45 p.m. It's 12:15 p.m. here, daytime. It's 10:45 p.m. there, nighttime. 10:46 p.m. now, but yeah. Anyway, it's um, like shout out to him, man. I mean, he's just he's a go getter. He works hard. He will just like really. I mean, when if this was a relay race or a sprint, like he's ahead of you, man. I mean, as far as just putting that work in. I'm serious. Like
And
it's not easy what it is that you do. I mean, you make yourself available at throughout the entire day. Your working day is literally from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, which is like, I mean, that's you're going above and beyond. So that's really impressive, man. I mean, I'll again, like these are stories that we could just talk about endlessly. But I know we had a meeting with a company, hopefully a company that we will be partnering with soon. But they they were also in India,
okay,
and can't speak on who it is quite yet, so I'm not going to give any more specifics on that. But just to, I guess, provide context, I do have to mention that they're from India, and their availability was like, okay, we're only available from like our working day, like their
hmm
y'all's working day, right? So which is like 9 to 5 or whatever. So they were like, and then but we're not available at 9, which would have been easy for us because that's around like essentially
yeah,
it would have been 10:30 p.m. our time, but they're like we're available towards the end of our day, which is like if that's like 4 p.m. for
hmm
y'all, that's like 5:30 a.m. for us. You know what I mean?
yes,
So it's
yes,
like so we were like so we did it, but it was like dang, like this is hard, man. You know what I
hmm
mean? Like like so for you to make yourself again available at these times and see, I'm like I'll be doing the same thing, but like like in a bad way though. Like man, like Michelle be lecturing me on my all nighters that I'll be pulling with the man. Like last week, I pulled a couple all nighters with him where I just like we just stayed up. I think episode 1 was shot at for one of
sure.
his all nighters, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was bad. But we worked. We had our work. We shared our working day together, dude.
But then,
Yeah, that was bad.
no, like I enjoy my work, and I enjoy
Yeah,
working with you and the team we have at
and
iCover, right?
and I can tell. Like I feel it. Like I think
hmm
that's a thing. We like I feel it, and I think I see it. Like I see that you actually like. Man, yeah, it was Nishant's birthday, so happy belated birthday to Nishant, or
Thanks, man.
or happy early birthday, depending on when y'all are watching this video, or happy birthday
It's
if
to be
if
belated,
they're,
yeah,
if they're watching. Yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah, I'm saying if they watch this video, say like June 1st, twenty
of
twenty
next
seven.
year.
Yeah, twenty
hmm
twenty six. Then it's like happy. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. Tell the people when your birthday is, man.
My birthday's on 28th June,
Yeah. So if
right?
you're watching this on June 28th of any year post today,
Uh-huh.
it's happy birthday, Nishant. So, but right now it's happy belated because it's right now it's June 30th. Hopefully, uh, you know, this gets posted sooner than later. So, but anyway, yeah, man. What
By the
else?
way, props to you, Rana, that you made sure that the whole conversation was smooth, right? Because I was kind of having a difficult time uh, finding out key pointers to how to smoothen the whole conversation with the guests, but you're a king at that.
Oh
You're the
man,
master
thank
at
you. I
that. You're the
appreciate
master at having conversations, and I'm
it.
learning that from you, right?
Oh, it's love, man. You know,
You can
that's
you can you can make an introverted person just be like just open, just be an extrovert and talk with
yeah.
you.
That's love, man. That's one of my. I appreciate that. I that's what I try to do. I'll always like Rabia, my partner. She the love of my life. She like always like says like, what's wrong with you, man? Like you always because like I'll always like anyone that I see that's quiet, those are the people that I want to talk to. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Why are you disturbing them? Obviously, they don't want to. You see that they don't want to talk." But I'm like, "No, like, there's a story to be told there, man. You know what I mean?"
Yep.
So like, I always want to. Those are like, I'm like, those are the people that they're being. They're little do they know. Little do they
Mm-hmm.
know. They're waiting for someone to like come
Yeah.
and yeah, pull that out of them, right? So
Being an introvert myself, who has been introvert the whole life, and I'm surrounded by all my introverted friends, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. So, dude, I just man, it's the dream team, baby. It's the dream team.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we both Nishant and I mean, again, we've talked about this is basically podcast episode 3, bro. Yo, this is basically episode 3, bro. Yo.
There's
Oh,
so much. We can just talk for the next 2 hours, right?
right,
I
right,
think my
right.
mom will kill me if I don't have dinner.
Yeah. Okay. So here we'll wrap this up in a few couple minutes, then,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
we'll save the rest for our episode 3, which will
Hmm.
probably most likely just be with us two, and then episode 4. We're figuring out a format, but I think most likely what I find effective is us to alternate episodes with guests. So if
Hmm.
episode 2 is with the guest, episode 3, every odd number is with us, and then every even number is with the guest. That's what I think. I think that's a good, easy way to kind of
Yeah.
space out or allow us to kind of have a buffer between each guest
Hmm.
episode
Yeah.
or episode with other people rather. Um, yeah, man. I mean, we'll just wrap this up quick. What was your favorite insight or piece that of info, or I guess favorite part of what the episode that it is that we just shot here?
So I'm just gonna give a quick glimpse. Oh, I think people might have watched it, right? So I think I loved, like, I was really looking forward for Nicole ma'am to answer the question of how much coverage does a consumer need, how much coverage anyone needs, right, in terms of life insurance, because that's a very important question. And having agents come to you, they're gonna sell way more than you actually require, because they're gonna get commissions, right?
Right.
I don't know if I can put this, but I might get canceled. But like, she ex-
I'm for it,
we,
bro.
we can we cannot be honest at this podcast, right? I think we might
Yeah.
get canceled.
Right. Right. Yeah.
No, like, I think Miss Nicole explained beautifully on how much coverage a normal person require, a middle class person requires, right? So I think that's my favorite part, and the way she was explaining uh, how she met Harissa and how Harissa became her mentor. I can relate to that because Harissa is my mentor too, and he has helped me a lot. Whoever I am right now, whatever I'm doing, it's all because of him, right? And I think Rana, you can relate that too.
I absolutely can. Yes.
And there was a major decision that I took this year, and it was just because of him I could take it, and that I could do this properly. Right?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think naturally, right? Like, I mean, if you, it's crazy that like I do notice like a difference like pre that decision. I don't know if you want to like unveil it, but
maybe
we
in
can
the future.
in the future. Yeah, yeah, we'll say that for another time. So that way we have vested interest, right? Like
Yes,
we don't
yes.
have to like come back like, oh yeah, what are they talking about? But no, I mean, like I'll just say pre that decision. So pre
Hmm.
that decision, you, and then post that decision, you. There's like you could tell there was like a difference in I don't want to say output because you always were getting it, like you was always putting in that work. Your work ethic has always been impeccable. But like what I mean to say is like, I guess like you seem more energized because you
Yeah.
had less things to worry about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which is
Yeah, yeah,
natural.
you're right.
Which is natural. It's almost like inverse because now I feel like I'm like where you were before, because like I'm like, there's a lot that I'm juggling right now. But I'm obviously, this has always been the priority, and this has always been what you and I think can agree on what we both find fun. As far as just the amount of information that we are able to consume and the different challenges that we're being faced with day to day. So
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Abhishek and the the new skills that he's trying to teach us.
Oh man.
Abhishek, if you're watching this,
Big bye. Thanks. Shout out to you.
oh man, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's good. I think my favorite part, if I were to just answer that, and then we could wrap this up now,
Hmm.
because I don't want to give you nothing too much work. I think I really just liked the more personal things, man.
Yeah.
When specifically when like Miss Nicole talked about how she had wished that she like what if she had the time or the opportunity to get um life insurance before um her husband passed of that tragic accident that she referenced. Things like that, I guess, like or just her essentially touching on those things and uh tying that all into what it is that she was talking about, or the message that she was giving, rather. That's I think that was my favorite part, just because no one can tell those are stories that are very individualized and personal to her, that no one else can share or relate to, or rather maybe can relate to, but it's her story, right? Like
Yeah.
that's you can only get that from her. Like nobody else telling that story can do it justice compared to her telling her own story. You know what I mean? So that was my favorite part. And then yeah, man, that's all I got to say about that. I think I'm just excited for it's gonna be. I think we know who our next guest is, right? I think we might have talked about it in the first episode.
We did. We did.
Um, and
The
hopefully we just
positivity, man.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So we'll go ahead and hopefully uh email him soon. I feel like we could just go ahead. I'll send you want me to send an email and try to organize it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try to organize it, and then we could literally just shoot what this feels like already. Podcast episode 3. Uh
I think I can. I think I can shoot every single day if you have guests lined up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for real, right? It's fun. It's cool. It's a good time. And now, I mean, Evie Mux is doing. Shout out to Evie Mux. That's the platform we're using right now to shoot
I
this.
hope they become a sponsor one day. So.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Yeah, that'd be nice. Where this is not a sponsored message. This is just genuinely what it is that we're
Yes.
using right
Yes.
now. Just with the slew of platforms that we use, this was just I guess what felt to be the most accessible at the moment. So, shout out to Evie Mux. But anyway, yeah, I mean, now that we've kind of got it figured out, it's pretty easy to. I feel like we could trend these out a lot like
Yes.
easily now. So, anyway, man, shoot, do you got anything else to say to the peoples, man? I mean, we go ahead and wrap this thing up.
All I've got to say is we're just getting started,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I hope this podcast helps you to get better and to learn new things about different industries, different people, and I hope it helps you personally, right?
yeah,
So, whichever platform you're watching it, if it's a YouTube Shorts, if it's on TikTok, just give us a follow, and I can guarantee with Rana that you're not gonna regret it.
yeah, absolutely. What he said. What he said. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Awesome. All right, y'all.
All right.
Hope you enjoyed that episode. There's a lot more where that came from. A lot more varied conversation where that came from. I know right now. I'll full disclaimer. I think that maybe like the first few episodes will feel like, dang, like this really is just life insurance centric. Are they going to talk about anything else? I promise you that we will talk about, or talk to rather, people from many other industries.
Mm-hmm.
We're just getting started, and it's only right that we start from home first before we branch out. So
Yes,
um,
absolutely.
that's why we're keeping the conversation insure tech and just life insurance. That's just because that's what's paying the bills for us. Uh, so I would say maybe certainly, if not the guest after the next guest, the guest after that will certainly be someone I feel like that might will be someone of a
From a
different
different
industry.
industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yep. So thank you
Thank
for
you for
watching.
watching us.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
If you're watching this on any other platform, please follow. Whatever it is, just please tap in and keep us in
Yes,
your
that motivates us and that pushes us to, invite more and more guests. And maybe
yeah
you can comment down below whatever which guest you want next,
yeah
or you think we can interview. We'll
comment.
definitely reach out to them.
Absolutely, yeah. Comment either the individual or just like the industry. Be like, yo, we want you to talk to, like, okay, you talking about life insurance, you talking to life insurance people, but I want to learn more about auto insurance. Hey,
Yeah.
we want to learn more about auto insurance too, so
Yes.
we'll just talk to somebody from that
Yep.
industry. We'll find somebody for you. So just let that be the call to action. Comment uh,
Absolutely.
a person or an industry. And if
Hmm.
that person's not accessible, we'll certainly find somebody that is accessible within
Yes.
that industry for sure. So yeah, we might not be able to talk to the I don't know, like the Joe Rogans or the or the
One day, bro.
one day,
One
hopefully.
day.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like the president at the moment, but we could certainly talk to the president of a nonprofit here locally. You know what I mean? Or like so something like that. But all right, man, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching.
Mhm.
And until next time.
Thank you. Peace out.